What do you expect from the future?
I expect continued pressure on costs, continued pressure on margins in this commoditized business. I also expect that the regulatory requirements and regulatory pressure will continue. So in this environment, which is, from my perspective, the norm going forward, I think that for transaction banking, for GTB to continue to be successful, the success is going to be based on them continuing to invest in scalable, flexible platforms where we can offer our clients services that to the client feel like they are customized without us actually having to develop bespoke solutions. I think this will be the differentiating factor. We need to continue to meet client requirements, but in as automated a manner as possible with a high quality service.
Now I would like to focus on the collaborations between you two to future-proof operations. Mary, how have you adopted operations to the changes in new regulatory requirements?
We continue to invest in automation. Regulatory requirements, as I've mentioned earlier, continues to put pressure. In order to solution for the regulatory requirements, it continues to put pressure on margins. Therefore, it's important that we continue to automate that. And at the moment, I mentioned we have within cash management, we have a 97% straight-through processing rate. So I need to stay focused to ensure that in investing in order to solution for regulatory requirements, that I don't reduce the STP, that I don't allow our STP rate to be reduced. So continued investment in automation is essential, and also continued investment in our people. It is really important that we continue to provide training for our operations teams with regards to changes in the regulations and what does that mean for us. What do we need to do in order to respond to those changing regulations? And also, what does it mean for our clients?
Marcus, how are you working together to future-proof operations?
Mary touched upon it. In the future, we will see regulation. In the past, we have seen regulation coming into the business, and you can see this as a challenge or as an opportunity. If you see this as an opportunity, you have to analyze it, you have to understand it, and you have to embrace it. And as said, we had in the past things like SEPA, the introduction of the Euro Target 2, a lot of regulatory and mandatory changes. And we have been proven that we will stay successful if we embrace it in the right way and if we deploy the right strategy. There will also be, and just to name a few, with Dodd-Frank and with Basel III, there will be new regulations coming to the business. And if we deploy the right strategy and if we have the right dialogue, then we will be successful. The other element where we can future-proof the business and future-proof operations is that we come up with the right innovations, with new products which will help our clients to reduce cost, generate revenue, and to mitigate risk. And there's a third element, which is also absolutely important to be considered, and this is to be prepared for the unexpected. And we have seen it since 2008 that all the volatility in the market is the new normal. There are days where we have just to be prepared to absorb extra volume. And we have to have the capability and the scalability in our operations department to deal with it. And if we deal with all these three elements, coping with the regulation, coming up with new ideas, and being prepared for the unexpected, then we have a future-proof model, and there we have a healthy business for Deutsche Bank.
Mary, what would you like to add to this?
I think on top of that, it's important that operations and IT are fully integrated to the business strategy. So although we sometimes refer to what is the strategy of the business, from my perspective, that has to be a front-to-back strategy we in operations and IT need to understand the business strategy and need to be fully integrated.
Marcus, what would you like to add to this?
I think we have a healthy dialogue and we have a good cooperation between the front and the back office. We have motivated people in the front office, in the back office, and we have the right strategy. I think this positions us well to remain the leading provider for cash management services for financial institutions.
Thank you both very much for your time today. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and I would now like to wrap up our conversation. As we've seen, the importance of transaction banking business is increasing, and it's essential that banks and the industry in general keeps investing in it. As we've heard from Marcus and Mary today, the value of operations and recognizing this value, the innovation in operations and the collaborative efforts in the front and back offices will be critical success factors.